always, I remember through primary school, through to high school, I always drew cars. Drawing was always my way of looking at what my dream car would be at some point. Or, you know, everyone would have magazines or they'd have photos of cars or things like that, and I just sat there and drew what I think would look cool. To begin with, I was dead set on being like the next Chip Foose. I couldn't build a car, I couldn't do what he does, but the drawing side of things I wanted to be. I did a graphic design course, I did like an art exhibition, I got a scholarship as well through that by drawing cars compared to what everyone else was doing. It was like fine art, and here's me with these drawings of this Bel Airs and things like that, and like I've got something that I'm good at. So I'm going to push it now, and it was just right then and there that I decided, yeah, I'm going to try and make art and make drawing cars my full-time gig. My name is Cristian, and this is my 78 Corvette. To jump from doing 9 to 5 to doing this was just so painstakingly hard. It was near and next to an entire year of getting up at 8 and not finishing until midnight. A lot of the work is concept work, so a lot of shops or, you know, people that are currently building cars, they're tough because you've got to make up everything. You've got to make up every aspect of what the color will look like, what the reflections will look like, and all this sort of stuff. It's pretty fun because you're helping someone build something different. It's easy enough to constantly draw Commodores or Falcon. To get different cars or cars that have just been done up so much that it's nothing like what you've done before, that's really cool. I like doing something challenging, something different. I just want to be recognized for one of the best automotive artists out there, and that's what I want to try and pursue. Foose was always a huge influence. I saved up a lot of money when I was 17, 16, worked, and finally got my chance to fly to the States. I got to meet Chip Foose at his shop, which was just, I didn't know what to do. So I got him to sign my arm, and I said, you know, I'm gonna get this tattooed on my arm, you know, because that's how much you've influenced me. The guys from Pimp My Ride actually did the tattoo in West Coast Customs. So that was just another massive part. Like I couldn't believe that was happening. And then the next day we went back to his shop and said, hey, there it is. I did it. He didn't know what to say. His wife she didn't know what to say either. So the first car I owned was a 67 Mustang Squareback. For about 2 years, Dad always had V8 Mustangs, and I thought I need to get a V8. It's time. And I sold that 67, and then the next day I'd bought a 64.5. And then I sold that to get my Corvette. The paint was good, it ran, it drove, did everything it should. It was only within about 6 months of having that car that it started to show its true colors. It was put together quickly. The motor went, it snapped the timing chain, the gearbox went, the diff went, and after that, it was a bit of a kick in the guts. Well, the main thing that got done to the car was the 383. So it's just a 350 stroked out. It's had the E-Street alloy heads on it, the Performer RPM manifold. It still has the original Quadrajet double pumper on it that came with the original car, but it's been jetted up to a 780, so it still works well with that motor. It's got the biggest cam we could possibly put into a small block, really. It's got a 3,500 Storley, a shifted T350, and the diff has luckily held up. Scat stroker kit through it, big cam. The top end's been done with all the roller rockers and all that. So it's a simple, basic motor just for it to be an easy driver. But if you put your foot down, you can have a bit of fun with it at the same time. The wheels on the car are just Kragar Steelies, 17 by 8s on the front, 18s by 10s on the rear. Kind of wanted to have that street rod look but having the wheels in black just gives that car a whole new look. Having the car lowered a little bit as well was the biggest thing. We were going to go a lot lower, but as it is already, it scrapes. So as unfortunate as much as I would have liked to have the thing on its guts, it would have just been very impractical, and that's not what I wanted with that car. As far as cosmetic things, nothing much has been done in regards to they got the rear wing put on it, it's got the rear louvers that I really wanted the rear louvers as part. I just think it looks a bit like a Batmobile sort of a look. You don't see a lot of Corvettes with that. I think the bright yellow paint works well with dark colours when you have that contrast, because the Corvette's got a very small reverse cowl scoop. Just want a little sticker just to kind of amplify the look of that, and because, well, it's a Corvette, like they look like they're going 100 miles an hour sitting there. I've taken it to classic car shows a couple of times where you've got the Corvette club there. One lady came up and said, "You've ruined the car." They've said, "Oh, you shouldn't have done this, you should have kept the original motor, you should have..." As annoying as it is, as people coming up to you and saying, "You shouldn't have done that," it's kind of them giving you a compliment at the same time, because you know you've done something right to catch that person's attention. A lot of awesome cars out there that get trailered to shows, or they get trailered to the track, and I think it's just defeating the purpose of having the car, just for it to be a trailer queen. I think I personally, like this car I take to at least 2 or 3 events every week. I drive it as far as I can, and the idea of having something like your dream car is for it to be driven. You got your dream car, you've got something that you've always wanted. Why not use it? Why not make that part of your day-to-day schedule, you know? Like, finally work your way to get what you wanted. Why hide it?